you want to mute us? Or?
So Ramon, if we miss one and that we want to see it, are you recording it so we can access it again?
The answer is yes. And in fact, if you go to there is, I sent an email today. I may have not sent it to Kolot Alev saying exactly that we have right there. Just sent you the chart of the version I know. Oh yes, Jack, thank you. Thank you very much. I just noticed it, but I didn't look.
I want to give a special welcome to Nathan Linsk in Chicago and Jill Rothman from my 6th grade class now in Oregon.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, without further ado, I think we're going to begin. As you know, this is the second of our sessions for Selichot. We call them Ben Adam Malechan Irdam. The idea is that we are we are trying to awaken our senses to do teshuvah, to find not only forgiveness but also reconciliation. I am incredibly honored that Lucy Steinitz is with us. She has been a member of Fabrengen off and on since the mid-1970s. She was the executive director of the Jewish Family Services in Baltimore for 15 years, and then moved to Africa to do development work with her family for 17 years. She returned to the US to work for Catholic Relief Services and recently moved to Silver Spring. And as I'm going to let Lucy begins her presentation, I want to say two things. The first, as I said to Elaine just a few minutes ago, we are recording the presentation, so if you miss any, we're going to have YouTube links for you to be able to catch up with them. And the second thing is that all this series of Selichot are dedicated to my dear, dear mentor, Rabbi Mordechai Edrei, who was born in Tangier, Morocco, and moved to Argentina in 1953. And that's how I learned a lot of what I know. So without further ado, Lucy is all yours.
Can you put on the PowerPoint, Ramon?
Yes, right now. Give me a second. We're going to share the screen.
I am delighted that everybody's here. Thank you so much for coming. And special thanks to my friends from the West Coast, from the East Coast, cousin Carol Usher is here as well, I saw, and Sue Perry from Zimbabwe. It's the middle of the night. So I really, I'm just very, very touched that all of you would come, and I hope you find it worthwhile. But I have to tell you, I used when Ramon sent out this opportunity that we could offer some thoughts around repentance and preparation for the Jewish New Year and preparation for Rosh Hashanah. I think we've lost the PowerPoint, however. Great. And you can probably put it on the full screen. But at any rate, I said to Ramon, I really wanted to talk and experience and share the shofar. The sound of the shofar, the ram's horn, rocks my soul. It's my favorite part of Rosh Hashanah and at the end of Yom Kippur. And so I wanted to share a little bit about that. So we've got 4 parts today. We're going to begin with listening to the shofar as we hear it on the high holidays. And please listen to the short sounds, the staccato sounds, as well as the long ones. And then I've got a poem, traditional poem that Ramon translated. So a piyut, I will read that in English. And following that, a short drash or commentary about the shofar and the different sounds. And then I will end with a great discovery as I experienced it on YouTube that I found. It's a concert, a solo concert of the shofar as a musical instrument, and it just reverberates. So I'll I'm saving that for last, so you'll stick with me. So the next slide, please. And if you can play the link to that, I hope that works. And we get the traditional sound of the shofar over that we listen to in the synagogue.
Yes, I'm coming to it.
Okay, it's also what I sent you earlier.
Yes.
Perfect.
That one, right?
Perfect. Thank you.
Shvarim Trua. Tekiah. Tekiah. Shvarim. Tekiah. Tekiah. Trua. Tekiah Gedolah.
Wow.
Thanks so much. The piyut,
The piyut.
which is in, there you've got it. And it draws on Psalm 47, verse
My name
6.
is Or, which is the Hebrew word for light. If you already knew this, you must have a special interest in the Hebrew Bible. But
Sorry about that.
That's all right. As translated by yourself, Ramon. Adonai, may we hear the sound of the shofar, proclaiming the time of redemption. Gather in your scattered flock, fulfilling the liberating vision. Elohim shall be exalted with great fanfare, glorified with the sound of the shofar. Adonai, may we hear the sound of the shofar, a voice from heaven, ringing out upon your holy sanctuary and Jerusalem. Then your stock, planted by your right hand, shoot up firm as of days of yore. Elohim shall be exalted with great fanfare, glorified with the sound of the shofar. Adonai, may we hear the sound of the shofar reveal the end of times, when the shofar will blow, advancing over the southern storms. Then the kingdom of evil will fall apart. Elohim shall be exalted with great fanfare, glorified with the sound of the shofar. Adonai, may we hear the sound of the shofar. On the sacred sanctuary will resound. It will extend over Zion, and Mount Seir will tremble. It will uproot the source of evil. It will fade away. Elohim shall be exalted with great fanfare, glorified with the sound of the shofar. So now my short commentary, and we move on to the next slide because it's got a nice image. Now that was the one we just had, yes. Notice the woman blowing the shofar, everybody. Okay. So there are different sounds of the shofar. Some of them somber, some of them joyful. So this is a commentary adapted from Rabbi Shlomo Riskin of Jerusalem. He asked the question, is Rosh Hashanah fundamentally a somber day or a festive one? On the one hand, the Bible calls it Yom Truah, usually translated as the day of the shofar blowing. The literal meaning of Truah is a broken staccato sound, we just heard it, described as a threefold sigh or a ninefold wail or a combination of the two. We hear this pain and this heartbreak cry that reverberates in our bodies. This is the somber side. As we reflect upon our past wrongs and seek forgiveness, forgiveness from ourselves, from the people we might have harmed, and ultimately from God, however we fathom this spirit beyond ourselves. At the same time, Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year, the anniversary of the creation of the world, or more precisely, of the first human being. If we can regard the world on Rosh Hashanah as a newborn creation, dazzling us with its beauty, freshness, and innocence, then we can find hope and commit ourselves to a more meaningful and better future. So that's the happy side. And the question again, how can we reconcile the tragically sad staccato sound of the shofar, that kind of sigh sob, with a joyfully optimistic day of the world's recreation? So Rabbi Riskin says that the answer may be found in the second symbol of the shofar, which is also the instrument by which we are asked to coronate God, according to the striking Talmudic passage. The sages quote God as saying, quote, recite verses before me on Rosh Hashanah concerning kingship, remembrance, and the shofar. Kingship, so you may coronate me king over you. Remembrance, so that your remembrance may rise favorably before me. And through what medium? Through the shofar. So how are all these emotions possible, emanating from just a simple ram's horn? The answer is that the trua broken staccato is not the only sound that emerges from the shofar blowing. Indeed, the predominant sound is the tikiyah, which is the straight, uninterrupted, and exultant blast. And it is this tikiyah of affirmation, not the wailing cry of trua, that is central to Rosh Hashanah. Indeed, we are required to sound 2 tekiyot blasts for every single trua blast. And it is the length of that broken sound that must be less than the straight sound. And boy, did we just hear that long straight sound. So what does that mean? Out of the pain and grief comes light, comes a new dawn and a new year. We have been given the power of tikkun olam, of repairing the brokenness of the past, of forgiveness and rebirth, and of helping to perfect the imperfect world. So now on to the next, please. Now I hope you're ready for this little concert. So I searched on YouTube for more sounds of the shofar and came across this 12-minute concert. This is just remarkable. It's a single shofar that a young man who simply identified as Watchman Nehemiah, Nehemiah. I don't know where it is even, if it's in Israel, Nehemiah, or wherever. But the thing is, he plays in an underground garage where the sound echoes. It permeates the soul. I hope you have the same experience. I read through the comments on this. It's just filmed by, you can see a phone. And the comment said that this was healing for someone's fibromyalgia. It was, another person said it was calling out from the depths to lift his depressed spirit. I just say it rocks my soul, as I hope it does yours. It's 12 minutes. Sit back and enjoy.
Shalom, shalom.
So just, I don't think you'll ever listen to the shofar in quite the same way again. Just want to say a couple words by way of closing. First of all, thank you all for coming. And thanks to Verbrengen that's here in large numbers as well today, and other friends that I've discovered that have joined, Sarah Miller, thanks, and others. You know, I mentioned before that my friend Sue is here from Zimbabwe, and she will tell you, you can hear the shofar. Oh, that's an interesting picture. You can hear the shofar from the hills of Zimbabwe. It's just a ram's horn. It doesn't have the same religious symbol as it does for Jews and certainly on the high holidays. But I don't think you'll ever hear it in a parking lot like we just did together. So thank you so much. Toda rabah, shalom v'salam, and I wish everybody a really fulfilling month of Elul in preparation for the holidays in a few weeks' time.
Thank you so much, Lucy, for a beautiful, beautiful presentation. I want to let everybody know that we are continuing tomorrow at the same time, and this time with something a little bit different. We're going to hear from Chazan Mat Austerklein, Adir Venaor al Mishana leAvraham Avinu. We're going to be doing those piyutim. I wanted to conclude with the words that we recite on Yom Rosh Hashanah, Yom Zichron Truah, the words that say, Tiku b'chodesh shofar b'kese leyom chagenu, ki chok leYisrael hu mishpat leElokei Yaakov. May it be that we can blow the shofar, and with that the message of reconciliation among us. May the shofar be able to penetrate our souls to find the solace when so much around us seems to be chaotic and difficult. Thank you, Lucy, from the bottom of my heart for accepting my invitation to present today, and thank you to every one of you that are making this possible. So I can only say, Erev Tov, may you have a good rest of the evening. Hope to see you tomorrow. Good night.